Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Well, did the repairs today on all the fencing. They just about ripped it off the building back here, so we put up one of the boards that I'd bought and reattached the fence back there and pulled it tighter. And then I bought landscape timbers, and I had 3 old ones. We nailed the fence to the landscape timber all the way down. Every 8 to 12 inches there's a nail, all the way around. So what that will do, where they pushed that fence up and went under it, now they'd have to pick up a landscape timber, and it's not going to bend with them. It's going to stay straight. They're not going to get under that fence anymore. So we went all the way across, all the way down. We tightened everywhere we could tighten. So now these boards, these landscape timbers, are laying on the ground with the bottom of the fence nailed to them, so make it harder for anything to get through. And I put these posts, I screwed them in to pick this gate up because it always scrubbed, and was hard to get in and out because you had to pick it up. I'm hoping it'll hold, I don't know. But I put a brace on this one as well. Went all the way down. We tightened this fence quite a bit because I don't know if y'all remember in the videos, it's still sagging at the bottom, but that's height, not length. I probably need to add another T-post here and pick up on that fence and take it loose from here and pick up on it, and take it loose from there and pick up on it. But that'll happen another day. Where they originally got in was right here by coming under the fence. So now all that fence is nailed to landscape timbers all the way down this side and across the front up there. And that'll stop dogs or whatever from going through. And I've ordered a tool, that ring tool for reattaching like 2 rows of fence. It looks like a staple, and then when you press it with that tool, it turns it into a ring so you can, reattach fence together or whatever. So I've got that tool ordered. It'll be a few weeks before it comes in. But we re-pulled and tightened at this corner post to take a lot of the slack out. And it's all nailed and screwed to the post. Everywhere there's a wood post, it's screwed to it. So that's going to help with things going under. Now, we did not do this side or any of the back because this is all going to be goat pen. And if things work out to where we're not working too late, I got the guy that works with me at work as a helper. I paid him to come out and help me today. And we're planning on working on it again Tuesday if we get off work in time. If everything works out, he'll come out Tuesday, and we're going to start stretching the goat fence from this post all the way down. They won't be able to reach under that goat fencing. It's a lot stronger than chicken wire, and all this will have goat fence on the outside of it. So I didn't worry about landscape timbers here. I spent $100 on all of those plus the nails. So that's the idea, is hopefully this side's actually not too bad. It's a little bit off the ground right there where the chickens have been digging around it, but for the most part, this is the only place that's really off the ground. But once we get the goat fencing put up here and all the way down the back side, it's going to make it much more secure for predators to get in. And hopefully we'll finish that this week sometime after work, if we can get home at a decent time and have time to come out here and work. So that's the plan. But the chickens are more secure than they've ever been as far as being a predator being able to get in here. And my buddy told me he came in from the long way today, and he saw what he called a meth head. Some young guy with dreadlocks, it wasn't a black guy, down at the other end, which is 1.5 miles away, what looked like walking one of those 2 dogs that got into my chicken pen. So I plan on riding by there, and if I see this guy with that dog and it's one of the dogs I've got on camera, I'm going to ask him, is that the dogs that was running loose? And if they tell me yes, I'm going to call the law and say this guy owes me $500 for all the animals that his dogs killed. So we're going to see. I'm sorry, but I lost right at $500 worth of livestock, chickens and turkeys. And that's not acceptable for him to be out walking his dog on a leash today. And then last week, for days, those dogs were running loose. But either way, the fence is a whole lot better condition now than it has been in a long time. And I never would have even considered putting a board down like that before. But I really didn't ever think a dog would go under my fence to get to them. But they did, and it happened. I ended up losing 21 out of 31 birds. And only left me 2 adult females and 2 adult roosters. The other, trying to think, the other 4 hens or chickens that I've got are young, so I'm not sure they're all hens, but they're all 2 months or so or less old. So I just don't know what I've got there, but I've got 2 adult hens. And I got 2 eggs today. So, but that goat fence is going to come all the way down, up the back, and over here and attached to the building. And then we're going to start back over at this end of the building where we added this board today and reattached the fence. And we're going to run down to that corner, to that post, with the goat fencing. So that'll have nice strong fence. And this is a whole lot tighter than it was. They hit this fence so many times that they almost pulled it off the building. It was only a few places still holding. So this is a lot more secure. I feel a lot better by it, and it's on the ground. But I'm working on it, guys. Today is the first day. This is Sunday evening. For those of you that haven't kept up really, it's Sunday evening, and for the last 2 hours I've allowed the 2 female turkey hens out, Junior and the hen that he's with, the Rhode Island bred, and then the teenager one that I hatched 2 months ago is out there, which I'm hoping is a hen. And then the 2 little babies that I bought from Tractor Supply 3 or 4 weeks ago, I can't keep up with all the stuff that's went on. They have not come out of the pen yet, but the door's been open. They can if they want to. So as they get used to more and more of the other animals, hopefully they'll come out and scratch around and become one big flock. That's the idea, because eventually I want all these that I've got in that middle pen. And then my babies, when I get them out of the incubator, once they get out of the brooder, they're coming out here, and there'll be a new flock started in this first pen. So that's the idea. I did see that hawk flying over again today, but he was way up really high, and he didn't hang around my area. But if I see that son of a gun anywhere close, I'm going to shoot at that son of a gun. I don't care what anybody says. I can't afford to lose any more chickens or turkeys. So, anywho, just thought I'd show y'all what all we got done. I am soaking wet, if y'all can't tell. See the difference in the shirt? It's hot and humid in West Georgia. And we've been out here for the better part of 3 hours, putting all these boards down and nailing it and tightening fences and repairing a couple of holes. I had to repair this little separator fence gate that I had. They hit it so hard they pulled the bottom nail out that hooks on to this over here, and that's how they were getting through. They were just swinging that thing. So we've added some more nails at this end closer to the ground to make it harder for the chickens and all to get under, and then I put another nail in there on this end so it hooks at top and bottom. But I'm hoping I don't have that problem anymore. But either way, I've done all I can do other than put a hot wire, an electric fence up. Now, my goal before I get goats is to have an electric fence around the bottom edge of this fence, which will be on top of these landscape timbers and around the outsides of the goat pen, and then another run around the top all the way around. So that's my goal, is to have an electric fence, and that will deter a lot more than, you know, a dog. But hopefully that'll keep the goats in the pen and keep predators out and help keep a dog in there with them. But I've just about decided, guys, that Sparky is not going to be a livestock guardian dog. I rescued him from the dirt road a couple of years ago, and everyone that saw him thought he was too skinny to save, but he survived, and I've had him ever since. But I was hoping I could put him in with the goats and he'd become part of that family and protect them, but he doesn't have a mean bone in his body, y'all. He's not going to be a livestock guardian dog. I'm going to have to actually buy me a dog when I'm ready to get goats that's going to live with those goats and protect those goats, because Sparky's just not going to do it. So I'll have to figure out what to do with him at that time. But for right now, the fence is a lot tighter than it was. I mean, this top, I don't know if y'all can hear that, it's almost guitar string tight. But I've fixed it where if they were doing what they were doing this week ago when they came in and killed all my chickens, they got in under the fence, and then they ended up making several places they could get in and out. They knocked the fence loose up here by the gate and was coming in and out there. They almost knocked it loose at the back, you know, running, hitting the fence. Those dogs were just killing for pleasure. They did eat a lot of the turkey, but they were killing for pleasure. They weren't out here. You know, you don't kill 21 chickens and leave them laying there. But that old peach there, it's hard, but it's full size. Maybe I'll get one or two. I don't know. Bugs will probably beat me to it when it starts to get soft. But anywho, I wanted to show y'all I'm working on it. You know, I've told y'all before, I work for a living just like y'all do. And yes, I have a little extra that I put into my animals and on my homestead, but I choose to do that. I don't go out partying and drinking, and I don't do drugs and all that crap, y'all. I'm just a good old country boy that's trying to build a homestead to be self-sustainable one day, and I'm a long ways from it. But I'm very close on my power to be completely off grid. I'm very close, or was, for livestock as far as raising my own meat and eggs. You know, if I ever get the greenhouse done, I'll be able to grow a lot of fruits and vegetables, or vegetables there. And then I've got the fruit trees, which I'm going to plant more this year, I hope. Hopefully down the road I'll be able to sell fruits and vegetables from all my fruit trees and bushes and all that stuff. At least that's the goal. And you know, of course, I already sell eggs, which I don't get enough now to sell, but I do sell, or did sell, eggs. So hopefully we're going to get things back to normal, and my animals are going to be safer than ever. So, you know, I hate to waste $100 to stop somebody else's dogs from getting to my livestock, but that's what it took, and that's, you know, it is what it is. It's nailed to the fence all the way around. You cannot pick one of these boards up without the rest of it wanting to come up with it, and a dog's not going to do that. First of all, these boards are heavy, but secondly, if they tried to put their nose under there and pick that up, they're picking up the entire thing, and that's really, really hard for them to do. So they're not going to get in there that way, I don't think. Well, at least I hope. But either way, at least for now, my chickens will not be let out when I'm not home. I'll be locking all 3 doors tonight once all these chickens go back to roost, and trying to keep them safe. They didn't do any damage to the pens themselves, the 3 pens. They did go through it, the water right there, to get in there and kill all the babies, but that's because there has to be a hole there for the water to slide through. They just kind of stretched it open, and I need to address that. I haven't done that yet, but if the doors and gates are closed, the dogs can't get in there. So, or whatever predator. So hopefully, Lord willing, I don't have any more predator issues anytime soon. And I see I left my drill on top of the post down here by the rain gauge. So, anywho, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all just don't know how much it means to me for y'all to subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up and all the comments y'all leave me, suggestions. I've learned stuff from y'all, and I hope I've helped teach some of y'all some things. But I do appreciate each and every one of you more than you'll ever know. So, y'all remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe, be prepared. And look, Sue and the other two are already getting on the roost. They're out of the run. And they were the last ones let out because I finished that side first. But they're getting ready to go to roost. And these turkeys and chickens up here are all going into their pens, getting ready to go to roost. And the little teenager, I'm not going to leave it in there with Junior. I'm going to put it back over there with those baby chicks. But I got to find out where that hen is. I don't know where she is. Surely she didn't fly over the fence and get away. Nope, she's right there. She's right there. So when she gets ready to go to roost, I'll go in there, close the door. Dang, sound like a tree just fell back there in the woods. Guess I'm going walking with a 12 gauge and find out. But y'all have a good night, a good weekend, a good week. Thank you for watching. Y'all be safe.